So women are using the 666 dating rule to find the perfect man, but is it hurting their chance at finding love? By Adriana Diaz. This was published literally about a week ago, right? Let's go ahead. It looks like we got a video here.
Someone who has no prospects or goals at all for their life.
Okay, guys, what have I said on this podcast a million times? I haven't watched these videos, but I'm going to tell you guys right now. All women are, some are just better at hiding the shovel. Watch what they're going to say when they talk about assessing the opposite gender. Let's play the clip. I haven't seen this clip, by the way, but let's see what they say.
What are some red flags that you do not want in your partner?
Someone who has no prospects or goals at all for their life.
Yeah, I just say if someone's like really negative, I don't know.
Okay, no prospects, right, for their life. This guy, and I want you guys to pay attention. Okay, and it looks like they're doing men and women. Again, I haven't seen this video, but I want you guys to pay attention to the female answers versus the male answers.
Oh, that kind of bums me out. I like a good vibe.
I am avoiding any frat man. Absolutely.
When he only wants to hang out at a specific time, that's a bit of a red flag. I say avoid a guy that's too nice to too many gals and doesn't know boundaries. If they don't have any like goals in life, for me that's also a red
Goals,
flag.
aspirations.
I see a lot of narcissistic men that
Frat
just
boys.
don't take the time. I hate when a man doesn't ask you questions back.
People who seem a little bit like they take themselves too seriously. I feel like there's a balance, right? Like, we gotta dance through life, we gotta have fun, like, you gotta go with the flow.
So one thing I realized is I'm big on communication. So the first red flag that I usually try to see is like, I'm not gonna be like, hell, you gotta text me every hour, but at least let me know what's going on throughout the course of the day. And if you don't, I know you don't really care because we're human beings. If you look around the park, everybody and their mother's on their phone 24.
That's a feminine trait, bro. He's either A, soft, or B, he capping and look good in front of the camera.
7, so that's one of the major
Bro, who gives a shit if the girl talks to you all day? What the fuck wrong with you, man?
red flags I look for as far as communication.
If I go on a date to like a restaurant or any type of like place where they have service, if they're rude to the service staff, that's like the biggest red flag anyone can have.
If they don't let you hang out with your friends, that's a big issue. I have previous experience with that. Ex-girlfriend, if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
Notice how most of women's complaints, guys, were based on the ability to provide, right? Like, look, I'm going to give you guys some game right quick. What women do a lot of the times, right, to kind of cover up coming off as like a gold digger or anything like, you know, any type of pejorative term that might show that they're interested in your resources as a man, what they'll do is they'll use personality traits that are directly conducive to your ability to earn currency. What do I mean by this? Oh, I want a guy that has goals. I want a guy that's ambitious. I want a guy that's a go-getter. I want a guy that's hardworking. I want a guy that's decisive. I want a guy that's confident. I want a guy that's ambitious, blah, 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 blah. All of these traits are traits that you find in people that are financially successful. Notice how the men, right, didn't give a shit about none of this stuff. All they cared about was like social stuff. Communication, like this dude, even though he was lying, communication, bullshit. Freedom with the other guy said, oh, I want to be able to hang out with my friends and, you know, a girl that's nice, whatever. Like the things that the men were interested in had nothing to do with the woman's ability to procure resources. But for the women, a majority of their traits that they looked for was the man's ability to curate resources. And I think that's very important for you guys to understand because women will dress up, right, what they're interested in ways that don't make them come off as gold diggers. And I think that's very important for men to understand that because even the strongest of feminists, the most ambitious of women, the women that care the least about your ability to earn currency, they still care about your ability to earn currency, all right? Girls that make the most money, the girls that are successful, etc., trust me, they care about you being successful too. It's just that they're going to dress it up in a way or say it in a way that is not as obvious that they're gold diggers. Now, here's the thing. The hotter the girl, the more of a gold digger she could be. She could be straight up, oh, no, you got to make money. Oh, no, you got to do this, blah, blah, blah. Like, the super hot girls, have you guys noticed, especially girls that are, like, from traditional countries, like China, South America, Russia, Ukraine, etc., they don't give a fuck. They just say it. Yeah, I want a guy that makes money. He needs to take care of me. I'm not going to work. What the fuck? Like, they'll be able to literally, like, be real about what they really want. And it's because they're hot, so they could say what it really is, or they come from a country where men are natural providers, right? But in America, girls have to be a bit more tact in how they deliver their wants and needs in a man for fear of being called a gold digger or a user or stupid or like, you know what I mean? Hot girls don't give a fuck. They'll just say it. But like these girls that are kind of like mid, they can't afford to be called a gold digger, bro. Because their sexual market value doesn't allow them to kind of be a gold digger. You can't be a chick. You can't be a mid and be like, oh yeah, I just want to stay home and I want a rich man. You can't really say it like that. Sometimes these girls come on the show and say that shit, and what happens? We laugh at them, right? We laugh at them. So it is what it is. Okay. So let's go ahead and read this this article, right? So these ads. People are discovering what dating profiles with 666 mean. No, it's not satanic, but it could lead you to a devilishly eligible bachelor. The 666 rules refers to men who are 6 feet tall, have six-pack abs, and make over 6 figures. Some women claim to use the rule to find men who fit the bill and help narrow down the seemingly never-ending lineup of potential matches on dating apps. Right? So this is like what they would look for, a chat like this, right? While the wide array of dating apps would appear to help younger adults find their one and only, the endless possibilities of swiping right have made it more difficult for many young adults to settle down. Especially with things like 666 rule making it hard for most men to measure up. In fact, a recent survey from dating app Flirtini, the fuck? Chad, what is this? Flirtini. I never heard of this in my life. So guys, quick word from our sponsor real fast. You know we don't mess around when it comes to leveling up, and that goes for your coffee too. If you're still drinking that sugary shit, you're already started your morning off wrong. 1775 Coffee's protein creamer is what real men use to start their day. 10 grams of whey protein per serving, designed to build muscle and boost metabolism. Most people are tossing whey protein into their coffee, but we took it a step further and made a creamer with whey protein already built in, no added sugar, just protein. They just dropped this protein creamer along with a whole new lineup. In addition to the classic dark and medium roast, you'll find new coffee pods and a brain-boosting mushroom blend that'll have you focused like a sniper locked in on CNN. Don't start your morning funding the woke mob and dumping garbage into your body. Do it right with 1775 Coffee. Use code FRESH to get 15% off. Guys, I'm drinking 1775 Coffee right now, man. As we walk it like we talk it over here, guys. And they got one that has a protein blend, man. So definitely go show them support.
Sub the channel.
Shout out to 1775 Coffee. In fact, a recent survey from dating app Flirtini found that a whopping 80% of women are open to lowering their standards in order to meet a mate. That's not. We know they'll say that, but it's not true, because the standards they're going to lower are things that typically they're not willing to concede on. He needs to make less money. He needs to, nah, bro. Experts do recommend daters should be more selective when deciding what apps to use and whom to choose. However, being too picky can backfire, leaving you home alone on Friday night. Well, that's women. That's not a male problem. That's a female problem. I have met tons of singles through my dating events, both men and women, who have crazy expectations for their partner, and I feel sad for a lot of them who are clearly feeling lonely and going to remain single forever. Dating expert Amber Sletty previously told the Post. Shout out to Antique, Subscriber Prime. Third Eye Prophet, Subscriber Prime. Shout out to you, man. Yep. She encourages daters to have dating deal breakers, but recommends that they be focused on deeper topics such as politics and views on child rearing. Yeah, I mean, if you and your girl align on politics, you guys are probably going to align on a lot of things. If you try to compromise on those types of deal breakers, you're going to end up in a relationship with a lot of arguing, resentment, and eventual demise. Sletty explained. Yeah, I mean, look, man, this article is very funny, but this advice needs to go to women. It's not the men that have these issues. It's the fucking women. To help entice women to ignore the 666 rule, swipe right. Experts encourage men to get creative and personal with their profiles. Having a good sense of humor, hobbies, and good sense of style are more important to most women than your height, physique. Bro. See, this is what I mean when I say, like, these people that write these articles have no fucking clue what's going on. They have no fucking clue. Zero. Bro, you think having a good sense of humor, hobbies, and a good sense of style are more... Bro, these don't give a fuck. These guys are clearly, like, operating, like, in Bizarro world. Because any guy that's on a dating app knows the fucking bullshit. The reality is, if you're not a fucking Chad, right, on a dating app, you're going to strike out, bro. You're not going to do well. these girls are gonna swipe right. Women swipe left on like 95% of profiles. Women swipe right on only like some study. I think it was Bumble that found this out. Women swipe right on only like 3 to 5% of profiles, dude. So, like, this article, the problem in dating apps isn't the men, it's the fucking women. Okay? Let's have a real fucking conversation here, all right? It's the women that are the problem with the dating apps. Their standards are too fucking high. Okay? And quite frankly, this 666 man that we're talking about, 95% of women don't qualify. Yeah, I fucking said it. Because we sit here, we tell women they deserve the world, they deserve the best guy that they can get, they're princesses, they're queens, and we encourage entitlement from women in dating. The reality is, for most women, is you're fucking average, you're a little over, you don't have many tangible skills, sometimes you bring a kid involved, and sweetheart, you're not all that. You're not all that. You're average like the very men that you decline. Okay? So, women need to have a very serious look in the mirror and see where they stand in the sexual marketplace and align themselves with men that are at their same level. And quite frankly, most are 4s, 5s, and 6s at best. On your best day, you're maybe a 6. On your best day. But most of y'all are 3, 4s, and 5s. That's fucking average. Nothing wrong with that. But for women to sit here and say that they want exceptional men, they want the best men, they deserve the best men, fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here. You chicks are average, all right? Because let me tell you guys this. I don't see average men running around, I deserve a bad bitch. Woo! Yeah. Like, no. Like, men are very honest about where they stand in the sexual marketplace. I would argue most men underrate themselves in the sexual marketplace significantly. Right? Unless he's like a delusional idiot. Most guys are fairly honest with where they stand in the sexual marketplace and typically underrepresent themselves. Whereas women, on the other hand, overrepresent themselves in the sexual marketplace. And it's absolutely fucking ludicrous to me that females that are 3s, 4s, and 5s think that they're 8s, 9s, and 10s. You guys have seen it on the podcast with your own 2 eyes and 1080p. These chicks are crazy.